Hey y'all, my name is LaGina and we are here with LaRae Infinity Audio Productions, and I am here with
Alfredo. I am the Chief Innovation Officer for Blue People.
Ooh, hey Alfredo, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited about seeing you this week for several reasons. We'll talk about those a little later, but we're here with innovative Houston Exponential, and the Houston Tech Rodeo, which is all week long. And we're talking about innovation, being stronger and powerful together through our collaborations. And I'd love to hear more about what Blue People does, and particularly your role.
Sure. Blue People is a custom software development shop. We build digital solutions for clients. So we'll partner with your team. We'll bring in a development pod. We'll add stuff augmentation. We'll add velocity to your software development needs. And we're talking about cloud, apps, websites, all of that. We build all of it. And we leverage the nearshore model, which makes it a little bit more affordable. So one of the things that we're doing right now is working with startups, and that's why we're here with Houston Exponential, where we're allowing them to leverage a design thinking sprint to be able to get a clickable prototype quickly and effectively and affordably, right, without breaking the bank. Yeah. So we're working with them to do that.
I'd love to know what you think is most unique about Houston's innovative ecosystem and our ability to collaborate.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of founders. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of drive to get things out there, to make things a reality. And so we can't get enough of that, right? So there's a momentum. There's people that are trying to do that. And that's why we're partnering with these folks to be able to help them get their idea and bring it to life and make it a reality, and hopefully become, a unicorn company in the future or so. But there's definitely a lot of, founders, ideas. There's a lot of collaboration. So I think, everybody wants to see everyone succeed in Houston, and that's what I love about Houston.
I love that about Houston too. So we always talk about, the value proposition. I really want to know, when you're thinking about Blue People and the value proposition and that unique entrance point into the ecosystem, because we've been talking to people in higher ed, we've been talking to investors and people that are doing accelerators. Where do you think Blue People falls within the whole innovative ecosystem? And what's really like the unique, cool thing, rather than, tacos and tequila, which we can shout out in a second.
Well, I think that we're the support piece, right? Yeah. So you have, like you said, higher ed. They're training the talent. You have founders with the ideas, and they want to, have the drive to get their idea out there. You have investors that are trying to get their money in and get a company out there. So we're kind of that backbone of, okay, we're going to take this idea, we're going to, build the app, we're going to build it, we're going to put it on the cloud, we're going to leverage serverless technology, all of that to make sure that it can be a winning idea. So I think that's our entry point here in Houston, and we love being that service provider, that backbone, because if our founders succeed, we succeed, right? So we love to see all those rising tides.
I love that too. Rising tides, yes. Yep. And even as a founder, I often talk about entrepreneurial university, right? Like, you're always learning something. You're like, you want what? Okay, on it. And you're like, dear, how do I do this, right? So when you think about Blue People, and as a founder, I'm walking to you and I'm like, hey, Blue People, where do I start with you? What is the conversation? What do I need to know to get started and have y'all help me by being my backbone?
Yeah. I think that's a great question, because that is kind of how we're working with a lot of these folks that have those ideas. The first question is, what is it really, right? Mm-hmm. What is this idea really? How much is it going to take? Mm-hmm. Some ideas are, it's going to take you 5 years to get to this point. Some of them, you can get it done in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? And so if you have that conversation with technology experts, we have architects, we have business analysts, we have UI, UX, we have all of the necessary skill sets to be able to tell you, we can actually knock this out for you in a month and a half, and it's not going to be that expensive. You can go to an investor with that, proposal and say, hey, invest a little bit of your money. Mm-hmm. We're going to build an MVP, and we're going to get it out there. It's going to start generating revenue, and you're going to get that momentum. So I think that's how we're working with folks, and really kind of having that conversation to let them know it is possible, right? You may think building an app is this impossible, thing. It really isn't.
It's possible.
It is possible nowadays. Yeah.
Wow, okay. A lot of stuff is possible nowadays. And I love that there are companies like Blue People that are being created to help the possibilities come true in a more realistic timeline.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even as a founder in small businesses, everything's moving faster.
Yeah.
It's moving so much faster. So in the next 2 or 3 years, who do you want to work with? Who do you hope to see in the pipeline aligned with Blue People? Who can you collaborate with here in Houston to help this ecosystem and grow and expand and be a major competitor in the next 2 or 3 years within the country?
Yep. You know, like I said, we want to find those founders that have the drive, you know, that have that initial idea, get it out there, get an MVP, get some revenue, and then, you know, continue to support them in their journey. We know, like I said, you know, all tides, if they are successful, they keep growing, we continue to help them, and so that makes us successful as well. So in the next 2 to 3 years, that's what we're looking for. Obviously, we're a service provider, and we work with all the major companies here in Houston and in the U.S., and that's all great to run a business. But the most exciting thing and the most beneficial thing for Houston is to be able to push those innovators forward and bring a lot of those unicorns into Houston and be able to showcase that and kind of show that off to the rest of the country that we're here. Funny enough, we talk about, you know, Tech Rodeo. I want that to be the South by Southwest, right, of the nation. I want folks to think about, oh, Tech Rodeo is next month. We should book
we gotta go.
We gotta book it, you know, 5 months in advance because
Yeah.
there's gonna be no hotels and all of that. I'm actually gonna be going to South by Southwest,
Same,
and
yeah.
it's so you know, fun to be able to see all these people coming from all over the world. I want that for Houston, and so hopefully our service and our you know, backbone and support of the community will make that a reality.
Yeah, I think that that's what Tech Rodeo is growing out to be, especially after the meetings we've been having and the people we've been meeting. And there's just so many possibilities and things.
Yes.
All right, so my last question is, as we're moving around, we're asking people for that real connection, right? So tell us where people can find you.
Okay.
If they want to connect with you directly, if they want to connect with Blue People, where do we find you?
So, you know, our signature event, one of our contributions to the community here is the Tech and Tequila Talk. So think about it like a TED Talk, but with a yummy drink next to you, right? So you're sipping on tequila, you're having fun, you're listening to good conversation, great speakers. So today, actually, we are doing this for Tech Rodeo. We're doing a Tech and Tequila Talk, Tech Rodeo edition, where we have 4 speakers. Usually we have 1. We're doing it big today. We're doing it big Texas style. We're going to have Taco Tuesday as well at Greentown Labs, 5 o'clock. But typically, you know, once a month, the first Tuesday of every month, we have the Tech and Tequila Talk at the Ion, you know, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, so you can go show up and be there. You can find us on social media, Blue People. We're there, and myself, Alfredo as well, Alfredo Arvide on social media. But you know, if you walk into the Ion, you'll see one of us, and you'll probably spot our nice varsity jackets. So just come up to us, talk to us, and we'll be happy to help you.
I absolutely love that. And for y'all that don't know and haven't been moving around this Houston ecosystem with entrepreneurs and everything, or want to visit Houston, you need to know that there's always a happy hour. There is always, there's always an event. There's always a networking opportunity here, coupled with not only people standing in corners just talking to each, but everybody's going around and really looking for that next collaboration and that next partnership. So I'm super excited about that. Now that I know you, I'll figure out a way to work with you too, because that's how we roll. And so I look forward to the Us Space and LaRae Infinity Productions coming on board and doing something with Blue People in the future. All right, y'all, my name is LaGina Ray, and you just listened to me interview Blue People here at the Houston Tech Rodeo. LaRae Infinity Audio Productions is out. Peace, y'all. Bye.